I'm so excited to do this wonderful, amazing, powerful testimony video today. Today is different. I am sharing on how I ended up, and please forgive me for my eye contact because I'm doing a different thing today with lighting. So forgive me if my eyes are looking different places. It's just because of the glare of the light. So forgive me. So basically, I'm talking about a powerful testimony of how I built my passion business from God and how I began to live from the revelatory realm of the spirit and how that became a huge step for me as a business owner. And doing your passion business is not just about business and the logistics, the analytics of that, but it's also because I was able to know I was made for more. See, I used to be much like the people I meet, every day in life, and they, they have a 9 to 5, they work, and then they go home, and then they just eat, they take care of their family, which is not bad at all, but they don't seem to have a determination for their destiny or their vision or their dream for their life. And I was just that way as well. I used to be the same way. I didn't know that there was more for me. I didn't know that there was so much of a fight in me. I didn't know there was grit. I didn't know I could be intense. I didn't know I could have a work ethic. I didn't know I could have an idea that would transform lives. I had no idea that I had this ability to motivate and inspire and be a part of people's lives in a really awesome way. So getting to know myself is so crucial. I mean, it is the most important thing in the entire journey, isn't it? If you don't know yourself, you're going to be lost in this world, in this 8 billion, people world. Like there's so many people, and you can get lost in the sea of people if you don't know why you exist, why you're here, what your purpose is. And I created this passion business, Faithful Coaching, which I'm going to now announce the Healing Center for Women. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it that because I believe that knowing your purpose is a part of your healing, is a part of knowing who you are. It's a part of why people decide not to end their life, not to end their life prematurely. It's the reason why people fight when they have cancer. They fight to live for something, for a reason, for a purpose, because they know they don't want today to be their last day, And I look and I ask people, because I'm always curious about purpose. What is your aspiration? What is your desires for life? I just want to put food on the table, make ends meet, which is great. That's powerful. You need that in your journey. Please do that. Please know that. Please get disciplined. Please know how to pay bills. Please know the discipline of house chores. Know how to keep your house together. That house is like managing a business too. Managing a home, is powerful. Rearing children is a powerful thing. What is your vision for your children? What is your vision for that marriage? What is your vision for your home? What is your vision for your interior of the house, of your car? What is your vision? That's what I'm really asking, right? So why I'm telling you my testimony is because it is how I got to know myself. And it's also a little bit of a reminder to, yes, last day to register for 30 Days of Notes to Self is September 28th. It will not let you register after that. I just found that out, okay? So make sure you register if you want to be in it. The link is above me up there, so you can go ahead and register for that. It starts on September 29th. We're going to start journaling about ourselves, and it's going to be a therapeutic journal writing, learning yourself, and we're going to have Zoom sessions every day to talk about the effects of the journaling and how you're feeling all the way to day 30. And by the way, I finished my notes to self because I did the challenge before I did the challenge, and I feel amazing. I feel powerful. I feel insightful. I have a new habit. I have a new vision for life. I have a new expanded understanding of myself. So please sign up if you really want to improve the relationship with yourself and then change your mindset and change the inner conversation, the inner voice that's there. It needs to be kicked out of the way so that inspiration can live, so that your life can be amazing. So please make sure that you take a chance and join us in this challenge. We have beautiful women in the challenge. It's going to be awesome. So I'm excited about that. And you will get your guidebook as part of the challenge. You get a guidebook, a digital guidebook that you can literally write your journal on your phone. So no excuses. Join us. All right. So basically, the way I describe my destiny, the way I describe my testimony, is it all started from me going to a retreat with Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I was going to that organization for meetings at a college. And as I went there, the thing that was my testimony, what they ask you in Bible study, what's your testimony, what brought you to Christ? I was not with Christ yet, so I didn't really have one. So I just told them, I had some issues in my life and I wasn't happy doing what it is that I love, I'm in college for. I was in college to be a pharmacist, to be a chemistry degree major. It's going to get real personal in here, and I'm feeling the waterworks already, so let's go. And I was lost because I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be a writer. I felt this powerful urge in myself to be a writer. I knew it was supernatural. I knew it was of the Lord, but I just didn't know or articulate to them that it was the Lord because I did not know that. I wasn't cognitively aware of that yet. So I told them I wanted to be a writer, but I didn't go to school for writing. I went to school for chemistry, and I needed to finish my chemistry degree so that my forgive me, parents. My parents could be happy. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. Okay. We discussed my college plan, and that's what we came up with. I told them I'll just do pharmacy. I thought it was the quickest thing, and they're like, okay, we're cool with that. Do pharmacy, okay? So, my blessed parents that have been, taking care of me financially throughout college, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Just know that I thank you because you're awesome, and you taught me so much from those years. So thank you for being adamant and putting me in college because it led me to my purpose. So when I told them that at the retreat that my issue was that I wasn't in the right degree, they told me, you know what you should do? Go after your purpose. You should do what you love to do. You should take writing classes. You should do what you love. Because the whole atmosphere was full of, the joy of the Lord and God's will and his purpose for your life. And I was just like, look, I just want to finish college. I'm not trying to shake up the boat. Not trying to rock the boat, all right? So that was my first rebellion statement. Statement of rebellion. I'm not going to do all that. I'm not going to shake my life up even though I have this urge, right? That was my first no to myself, right? And then then I went to another season of time of getting to know the Lord, and I had committed my life to the Lord at this point, and I decided that I would live right. So at this point, I was fighting to live right, fighting to stay out of sin, and all of those kind of things. And I realized that the first lesson God wanted me to learn was accept yourself. Accept yourself. Just accept yourself. Accept yourself for who you are. Love yourself. Stop looking for acceptance everywhere else. And I was like, okay, I hear you, Lord. Clear. I hear you loud. Awesome. And I began to hear the voice of God. I began to hear his voice. So I went to my ministry, my beautiful ministry, part of Quest Mission Space. And everyone was sharing with me all these things that God told them about me. And it was creative things like poetry, things like, some people told me leadership and creativity, things of that nature that I would be doing. And I was like, okay, didn't do anything yet. Wasn't ready to shake anything up yet. So when I decided to shake things up is when I started Testimony Group, which Testimony Group turned into Express Yourself. And it exploded. And God told me 2 years before I opened Testimony Group, not 2 years before, I want to say 2 years before I did Express Yourself, he told me to write a poem book. And I didn't know what that was. So I blew up, Testimony Group blew up, and I had a poet come. Right? And she came, and we had so many people in the room that there wasn't enough seats for them to sit down. That's how God blessed me as a president of an organization. So this woman came, and she had a PhD in English, and she wrote poetry. and she was reading from a poem book. So I asked her afterwards when everybody leaves, hun, I just went up to her, I said, ma'am, what is a poem book? And she was like, ma'am, it's just a collection of poems. So she tells me in hand gestures, just a collection of poems, you just put them together. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool, that's easy. Because after I heard God tell me to do a poem book the years before she told me this, I began to realize it wasn't that hard. That at that time when I tried to do it, I realized that you need enough poems to scale, and I only had 7, and I was too rebellious to get the other amount of poems I needed. And then when I went back, I'm fast forwarding, I had 30 poems, so I was able to collect enough poems to create a book, and I self-published on Amazon. Exploded. It was awesome. And then my next mission was to do a poetry event. God said poetry event. So I did a poetry event that was the first time of my speaking engagements. Me speaking and doing poetry and sharing my testimony at the same time and cooking them amazing Thai food. Yes, Thai food was involved. Okay, so after that, I heard life coach. And I'm like, oh my gosh, life coach, what is that? I'd already heard about life coaches because my mentors, Auburn Harris and Sandrina Harris, they opened CoachTech9.com, which you should totally check that out. It's awesome. They certify coaches. And I was like, okay, I'll be a life coach. At that point in time, I got certified, but I wasn't ready to use it. And then another 3 years later, I was approached about certification, and this time I was like, let's get recertified. I'm serious. I want one-on-one mentorship. Let's do this. I went in there, and from there, Faith-Filled Coaching is birthed. So you don't always know in the beginning what one thing you do is going to lead to another thing. And I know this is the thing because I have been coaching women since I got into ministry to pursue their dreams, to go after their dreams, to believe in themselves. Whether it was through a poem, whether it was through a counseling session, whether it was through just friend-to-friend chat or, talking to, I was always inspirational and motivational, but God saw it in me early. And He knew it would take years of preparation and maturation for it to come to pass. Does that make sense to you guys? If it does, please leave a comment underneath here. Do not wait until September 28th to register for the No Self Challenge. I want you to be there with us. We're going to have an amazing time. It's going to be therapeutic journaling where we learn about ourselves every single day. We write in our notes every day, 10-minute sessions of we talk about it. So I can support you as a woman on her journey to purpose. So I hope that blessed you today. And what I wanted to say was, you're made for more. That God shared this with me to share this with you, that if I can learn from knowing nothing about my destiny and rebelling against it and going against it and not really understanding why I had to do all of this to get to where I am, you can too. You can get there. You can make it there. You can make it happen. It's so key, So don't give up just because you don't know what you're doing. Someone will be led on your pathway to tell you what it is that you need to be doing. You just have to be open and trust the Lord, because He gave me the inspiration to do more with my life than any other teacher in my life. So thank you.